now let's speak the language. Speak the language is very important, right? Because sometimes as SEOs, we're in a bubble and we took our own acronyms and language and we cannot connect to other members within the organizations. So this is some of the things here. It's like, hey, when I started with SEO, right, I was speaking about how Google, that was like 18 years ago, how Google is the new newsstand, right? Because publishers back then was all about print publications. So I start like, comparing this, that how Google now is the new newsstand. So to bring the idea to them, we speak in editorial terms, head, deck, lead, whatever, right? We spoke about readership and eyeballs, not visits, right? When I speak to editorial team, because this is what they care about. We spoke about the visibility of the content, not SEO traffic. We spoke about audiences versus like Google machines, and so on. Speak the money language, right? I think this is the loudest language. And I'm going to give you a really good example. So when you present your projects, you need to show value. Like, okay, we will do this project and it will increase our revenue on a monthly basis by X, right? This is important. So you calculate traffic increases or drops using aggregated CPM. This is how I did it. You show negative impacts in terms of revenue loss. So I don't know if you guys saw that study. I did a study like about 2 months ago, how syndicated content partners were like taking or hijacking traffic from original content publishers, and I showed a lot of stuff. I faced the same issue when I was in Condé Nast, and I went to the best dev team, and I said, "Hey, we need to stop syndication." I was like, "No, John, we make a lot of money there." I was like, "Okay." So I went back and I did that case study, right? I said, we have like brand one and brand two. And brand one, this is how much revenue we're making from syndication. We estimated that we lost X% of the traffic. The aggregated CPM for that brand, it was a low CPM, this is how much. So this is how much we lost in dollars. And it was actually the amount lost in dollars were less than the syndicated revenue. So the decision was like, hey, let's monitor this brand, reevaluate, and stop when the CPM is higher than the syndication revenue. Okay. On brand two, is like I said, here we actually, because the CPM was higher, the traffic loss and revenue was much higher than how much we're making in syndication. So it was an easy decision for the BizDev team to say, you know what, okay, we will stop that brand syndication. Speak strategy, not tactics. This is one of the biggest problems, especially for directors. A director is a very interesting position, because when you work with your team, you're all about tactics and deliverables. But when you talk to your VP or C-level, they don't want to hear about tactics. They want to hear big picture. So there's always, I call it the director's dilemma, right? You have to switch on and off all the time. So this is what I say, hey, long-term goals, this is a strategy, right? Gain sustainable traffic to help with low news cycles. So this is how I would communicate a project, for example, versus my team, where like, hey guys, we have to create 5 evergreen articles a week. We need to do explainers or major events and success metrics. So you have to know how to translate the project in a language that strategy, the C-level will understand when you speak strategy, not tactics.